Hello, my name is Flora Kelly, and I'm the station manager and a DJ for WIUP-FM, and I'm here with
Lucy Panian, the program director and a DJ for WIUP-FM.
I guess today we're just going to talk about how we got started in college radio and why we thought it would be a cool thing to get into whenever we started school.
Yeah, so when I first got into college radio, I honestly didn't even know it was a thing because when I first came here, I was an interior design major. Mm-hmm. And one of the former members, she graduated now, but EJ, she approached me at an open mic night freshman year. I was like, hey, I'd love to have you on one of the episodes of a show called Local Limelight that they did on the radio show. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, as a musician, that's pretty cool, to be like, oh, on a radio. And at that point, my only experience with radio was listening to it with my family at home. Yeah. So as soon as I was in the booth, though, I was like, okay, this is cool. I want to do this. And ever since then, I've been a member like every year, even though I wasn't at first in communications media student, I eventually switched majors because of the radio. So
all because of the radio. That is so cool.
Right?
Yeah, I've heard from a couple of members of the radio that they're like pre-law or just completely unrelated stuff, and they're like, I think I'll minor in this because of the radio, which I haven't seen that happen with other organizations here. I haven't seen that happen with, just purely because of like the classes or anything. It's always the radio that makes people switch their focus.
I signed up that same night right after I was on Local Limelight. I signed up, and it was still when we had to get up at like 6 a.m. and like get to the station. And so at the time I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. And I regretted it. Mm-hmm. I regretted it so much. I was like, I can't get up that early ever again. So I never did the first shift again.
I feel like whenever everybody starts as a DJ, they start out with some horrific shift, like either graveyard shift or like earliest shift imaginable. And you just have to like deal with it for however long. But like, no. I started out at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and I've always had that exact slot all 4 years of college. Like I've never changed. It used to be Monday 6 to 8. Now it's Friday 6 to 8. But I've never given up my primetime spot. But yeah, I guess for me, I was made aware of the existence of college radio because my dad had a show in college at Penn State. It was called the Burnin' Bruce Show.
Oh my God.
That's how I learned about the existence of college radio. But during the later half of high school, I finally started getting into some real music. In high school, I was given like a Smith's Best Of. And I got into, obviously, Ziggy Stardust was my first David Bowie album I really got into. And that kind of like launched me into the stuff I listen to now, The Cure, all the tried and true new wave stuff that gets people into it. Oh yeah,
New Order.
Yes.
Love it.
And I mean, my mom always played, where I'm from, the classic rock station is The River 97.3 WRVV out of Central Pennsylvania. And, it's mainly dad rock and stuff like that. But I didn't even realize until like just recently that I got into the stuff that I did a lot because they played the hits of some great new wave bands like Duran Duran all the time.
Excellent.
Stuff like that. And yeah, that really got me onto it. Because of all the stuff that I started listening to right before I went off to college, that I was like, okay, well, obviously this is the right choice for me because, all the bands that I'm into, they got started and are famous because of college radio. Mm-hmm. But yeah, whenever I knew I was going to come to IUP, I toured the radio station at first, and I was like, wow, look at all the blinky lights. This is for me. And in the lead up to like coming here, I went on the radio's website and I downloaded like the handbook and the applications and everything, and I like read the handbook like 5 times back to front now because I was like, this is serious business. This is serious business. If I'm not completely perfect first try, I'm going to get fired, and that's it for my DJing career.
No, not at all.
And then I got here, and they were like, yeah, so, like, that's the mic. That's the button to make it go. Like,
here's the music. Like, press play.
Yeah. Play your tunes.
Say something every 10 minutes. Yeah. You're good to go.
And I was like, oh, all right. Like, it's the easiest thing to get started in. It's so easy and welcome.
That's like the thing. I psyched myself out so much when I was first starting. I was like, I don't know what to say. I've never talked on air before. Like, I was psyching myself out so much that I was gonna mess up. And like, we all make mistakes, but I thought it would be like career ending. I was like, I'm a new DJ.
I'll never work in broadcasting
They'll
again.
let me go, and here I am 4 years later. And
yeah, whenever I first started, I didn't even talk on air for the first year as a DJ because nobody told me it was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I just played my music, and then I started finding out, oh, it's like required. But so I finally got started around like 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole year later. But yeah, I was so unbelievably scared. Like anytime I would even think about turning the mic on, I was like,
the shaking hands,
the shakes. Like, I'm always so impressed whenever these new DJs start and they're like turning on the mic
so
immediately.
cool with it, yeah.
And it's like, how are you doing that? But yeah, I got started with it, and ever since, you know, that's what I've been doing, and now it's what I want to do for my career.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at jobs at radio stations now. Join college radio when you're 19, and it
changes
like the trajectory of your life.
It seems like it, because that's what happened with me too. You know, I came here interior design. Now I'm going into radio broadcasting. It's just like that shift.
You and I just went to a college broadcasting conference.
We're
serious business.
Never thought I'd do that ever. Never even heard of it.
Never ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I could go on about this for ages and ages, but this is a short little foray into our experiences, so I'm going to cut it there. But thank you so much for coming on and talking about this.
Yeah, it was fun.
Hell yeah. All right, this has been us talking about radio. Later.